Okay, good morning. Good morning. Who all is here? Well, let's see. Wiley's here. Afternoon, Fury. Good to see you. Send the post of scrumpy metal, rock in the ear, this stream and the other. turn turn up the rock. If it's good rock, turn that up. All right. It's hard to find good rock anywhere anymore. Uh yeah, the my AC man showed up to my quarterly inspection, the one that I've got to have to keep the rest of the inspections cheap. Because see, I can get it done today at $36, but if I wait until next month, it's $136, and then I lose my spot as a guaranteed customer. 'Cause down here in Florida, whether you know it or not, down here in Florida, air conditioning is not a luxury. It is a necessity. You have got to have AC. Well, there are only so many companies. So, what a lot of companies do, like the company I'm with, and fortunately, I know the owner. That's probably the only reason why I got into this company like I did, is they have a limited number of spots, which are they call guaranteed customers, preferred customers, something along this lines. And what it basically is you guarantee you're going to pay them, in my case, $200 a year. They come out every quarter and they do inspections to make certain your system is up to date, up to speed. And if something happens to your system before the in between, and in the summertime the AC is not working, in the winter time on the few days it gets cold enough, the heat's not working, you go to the top of the list for service. Anybody who's not in that preferred category, they it's first come, first serve. Well, to me, it is well worth guaranteeing I'm going to spend $200 a year with them to be on this list and then have them come out every 3 months to inspect my system. And it costs me, $50 every 3 months. So I just go, it. Anyway, he showed up. He was supposed to be here at 8. And it's usually 15, 20 minutes. He just comes in, has me run the heat, has me run the cool, then goes out and he checks the outside unit. He's already checked the inside unit. He's made certain that I've got a clean filter in there, which I've got 60-day filters in, but because of having a cat and a dog, I change them out every 45 days. That way they're only looking gray instead of black. And anyway, he got behind and didn't show up until quarter till 9. So that's what pushed me behind this morning. Retro here. Yay! Good morning to you, sir. Yeah, winter has been. Winter was weak in Buffalo. Really? While when I smoked in that when I smoked, I only smoked in one room of the house. In that particular house we lived in, I had my own room, and it was and that was the only room I smoked in because, of course, I had the child and everything else, and I was not going to smoke anywhere around him. And when we moved out of that house, you could definitely tell which. Okay, sorry about that. Okay, that's my. All right, let's see here. Okay, let me answer this text real quick. back later. Not Leahy. All right. Doing fine. And let me shut the volume off on my phone because I don't have my headset on yet. Anyway, sorry about that. That was my sister texting me. And the Wizard of Oz has always been her favorite movie, so I use that as her ringtone. So, but yeah, when I smoked, I just smoked in the one room, and uh, so I had a smoky thing in there to help, suck the smoke in and filter it so that it didn't get out into the rest of the house. Are you having an episode, Fury? I don't know. Are you having an episode? Oh no. That's bad news, Retro. The diet didn't work, huh? Was supposedly, all them people been going on that Ozempic just to lose weight. So maybe that will, if you need to shed a few pounds, that may help. Uh, there's a guy that has been doing that um, carnivore diet. He's done it for the past 31 days and he's lost 15 pounds in 31 days. Not doing anything different from what he was doing before. And he dropped 15 pounds in that carnivore diet in 30 days. But he said it's really rough because there's um, obviously, no carbs. You're eating nothing but meat. But he said the only part of it that really sucked and that he can't stick to is no spices. So he said he's going to be on, I think he said salt and pepper. So he's going to go back to adding salt, pepper, and a few sauces to his diet. But that's going to be his carnivore, modified carnivore. Yeah, that's me, Retro. I love my carbs. I'm the wife and I. We uh, a lot of times we use those low carb tortillas instead of bread. And I've even used them instead of pasta in a few recipes um, to help cut the carbs. But once a month, I still bake a couple loaves of bread. Once a month, I still make our own pasta. We had the pizza the other night, so because we had the pizza the other night, we're no carbs now for the rest of the week. So, oh, is that no sugar? I don't use a lot of sugar. I bought a 5 pound bag of sugar 2 years ago, and I've still got half of it left. The only time I use sugar is when I'm baking breads and such. That if I'm to feed the yeast. So yeah, potatoes is another downfall of mine. I love my potatoes. In fact, I go through a small bag of those white potatoes a small bag will last the two of us maybe 2 to 3 weeks. So, yeah, duck dog, I've seen that too. I've seen people do that. My wife's got a recipe that uses mozzarella cheese as the crust. Um, Wiley, I'd make two of you, literally. But I'm getting off of the prednisone. I've got three more weeks left on the prednisone, and then I'll be off of that steroid. So maybe I'll start losing weight again. I've seen that chicken breast pizza. She flattens it out and then uses it. The one I've seen is where you take it and you grind it, then add egg to it and use that as your dough. So uh, anyway, that works too. Let's see here. One piece of breaking news, and where is it? Here we go. Robert Hur just resigned a few hours ago from Merrick Garland's Department of Justice and will be testifying as a private citizen. Hur is the guy who oversaw the investigation into Biden's retention of classified information, timed his resignation from the Justice Department with the help of Trump aligned lawmakers ahead of his testimony at 10 a.m. in Congress. Now, this is going to be interesting to see how that worked out. In fact, I think Hur is testifying now. Um, or getting ready to testify. But that is, uh, I don't ever remember that happening before. Yeah, we all hope he doesn't get sad. But anything that pisses off some of these left wing lawmakers makes me happy. And I'm just be flat right. And if his resignation just prior to his testifying and he'll be testifying as a private citizen. Okay, that just tells me that whatever he's going to testify to is going to really hurt Biden or derail the left wing's attempts to throw to hurt Trump. So, and I will say this. I will say this again, just so that people understand. At this point, yes, I do plan on voting for Trump. Why? Because I will vote for anybody over Biden. I will vote for almost any Republican over almost any Democrat right now. The Democratic Party has slid so far into the socialist communist slide that I find it absolutely unbelievable. So that's that, okay? Uh and well, since we're going to Tyre, you're right about that. that, we make jokes about not being sad, not being depressed in order to show that we're not about to, you're right. Trump is amusing. Um, and like I said the last time I talked serious about Trump, somebody put out a video here not too long ago, and a left winger put out a video about Project 47, and it supposedly lists a bunch of Trump's agenda items. Let's see if I can find this here real quick. Project 47. No, Trump. Let's put that qualifier in there. I don't want to talk about a smokehouse. All right, here we go. Oh, it's Agenda 47. I'm sorry. All right, so let's take a quick look at this Agenda 47, if it ever comes up. Okay, now this is from Barron's. I'm not familiar with, exactly what Barron's oh, okay, there we go. All right, so let's take this website as far as what. So I'm just uh, Trump has promised to issue pardons to a large portion of the rioters jailed after the deadly 2020. Okay, right there, their phrase of that. All right, deadly assault on U.S. Capitol. All right, yes, a lot of the people who are in jail as a result of their pardons. They've been that was um, 600 of his supporters have been convicted over the worst attack on the seat of U.S. democracy in 2 centuries, with some 140 police wounded with flagpoles, baseball bats, and pepper spray. All right. Well, I don't trust them. Let me find another source. I do not trust Barron's here. That sentence right there is enough to, uh, let's see, Salon, PBS. Is there semi on? Does Trump have his own website for what, for this? Maybe if I put this in as Agenda 47. Okay, here we go. Here's Trump's own website for it. Maybe that'll be a little. At least it's off his website, donaldjtrump.com. All right, so let's take a look at this Agenda 47. All right, let me share this. Hey, Raman. Okay. Oh, damn it. I did forget to kick out the invites, didn't I? I'm sorry. Okay. There we go. And no, I don't want that. I want this. Thank you. All right. Donald Trump declares war on the cartels. Thank you. I agree with that. Ending veteran homelessness. De- First of all, we will not, you cannot totally eradicate veterans homelessness in America. That cannot be done. All right. You can't, there's, because there's going to be people who are homeless by choice. Unless you turn into massive camps, no. But to try to end it, to try to reduce it, that's a good thing. Yes, that's something that should be done. No welfare for illegal aliens. Hey, I'm all for that. In fact, there should be no welfare for anybody who's a non citizen. If you're not a citizen of the United States, you should not be getting welfare. The American Academy, revolutionaries. Oh, I am against this. Okay, I am not happy with what I've read about this American Academy. Um, let's see. Well, I'll have to make we'll have to go into this a little bit more in depth later, I think. Let's see here. Uh, let's see. Under the plan I'm announcing today, we'll take billions and billions of dollars that we collect by taxing, fining, and suing excessive large uh, private university endowments and use that money to endow a new institution called the American Academy. Its mission will be to take a truly world class education available to every American free of charge and do without that in a single dime of federal debt. This institution will gather entire university of highest quality education content covering the full spectrum of human knowledge, make online for free. Okay, non-political. Good luck. There's always going to be there's going to be a political bent to it one way or another. Compete directly with existing, very costly for you by granting students degree credentials that the U.S. government and all federal contractors will recognize. The Academy will provide full and complete equivalency of a bachelor's degree. Ah, good luck. I would like to see that, but I think that's a good luck thing there. I don't know how well that would work out. All right, so back over here to this. Uh, to help homeschool families. Okay, home. If you choose to homeschool, that's on you. You homeschool. You shouldn't be getting government dollars to homeschool. Okay. I will personally speak to these pharmaceutical shortages. I've had this happen to me 3 times this year with my pain pills. I've talked about this before, but that's because of the DEA stepping in and limiting the amount of some medicines being produced. Death penalty for human traffickers, 100%. 100%. Our military, before we rebuild the military itself, we need to end this DEI wokeness within the military. That is something that has to end. This whole idea of having uh, the military should not be celebrating any kind of history months. All right, that's not the military's job. It's not the military's job to be uh, LGBTQ plus ABC NBC XYZ friendly. That's not the job. Okay, Tyre, that's okay, Retro. I see your point there. You know, tax deduction for not using the public education. Okay. Protecting students from the radical left and Marxist maniacs. Yes, 100%. 100% on that. Okay, Trade Act, fine. Use empowerment to cut waste, stop inflation, and crush the deep state. I, that'd be something I'd have to look more into. Addressing the rise of chronic childhood illnesses. Okay, we're not going to end the scourge of drug addiction in the America. It's not going to happen. Um, not when not when states are legalizing more and more drugs. Celebration of 250 years of American independence at the state. Um, 250 years. How the mighty has fallen in just a short 250 years. I'm sorry, but at this point, do we really have a whole hell of a lot to celebrate? Are we as free today as we were 250 years ago? That's going to be a good question. Executive order ending the citizenship for children of illegals and outlawing birth tourism. Amen. But he's not going to be able to do that by executive order. That's going to have to take a constitutional change. It's going to have to take a change by the easiest and quickest by the Supreme Court. Because it was the Supreme Court that dictated that the children born on the country, on the soil, regardless of the parentage age, are automatically citizens. That was a Supreme Court decision. It involved children born of Japanese parents, if I recall correctly. So he can outlaw he can get and he can't even outlaw tourism on executive order. All this is going to have to go through the Congress and through the most likely end up in the Supreme Court. Okay, we know that's going to have to happen. Okay, I love change. It does not automatically take you to the top of the page. Okay, ending the nightmare of homelessness. Again, that's not going to happen. We're not going to end this nightmare. Uh, ending the regulatory onslaught. One president is not going to be able to end that. Okay. Uh, a lot of pipe dream stuff here. A lot of pipe dream stuff. Firing radical Marxist prosecutors. No, you can't. He can only fire the federal ones. He can't fire ones who were elected using Soros money. That's not within his billywhack. It's going to take the deep state was ending the deep state rogue bureaucrats, career politician, government corruption. That is going. No, that's not going to happen. All right. The federal government has gotten too damn huge. Unless he actually can legally reduce the size of these bureaucracies. Reduce the size of them, and then it's only going to be the next president comes in and he goes on a hiring spree. So again, that's going to take a Congress to come in and set limits, and that will only work as long as there are, the next Congress coming in can't pass it. As long as there's divided government, that's the only way that'll work. It's going to take a pure Republican, three powers, all three being controlled by Republicans with sufficient numbers to get it through, and then for the next few years, and then always never having enough Democrats to overturn it. That's the only way that's going to work. And then Biden's war on the suburbs. As we already learned, just because it was started with an EO does not mean he can end it with an EO. All right. Proposed rule that every county submit equity plans, federal government to push. Again, just because once the rule is in place, it takes more than another executive order to end it. We've already learned that. Yes, Biden has been a disaster for the economy. Preventing World War III. Nice way to talk about it, but dismantling the neocon nation building industrial complex. The neocons are on their way out merely by getting voted out and aging out. But what's replacing them? And once again, once an EO is in place, as you already learned once, should have learned by Trump, you can't reverse an EO as easily as putting one in place. Yes, you can do the trade deficit. Again, that takes a Congress willing to work with you. Continues laying the radical leftist ESGs. That's going to take a Congress to work with you. They got put in place through Congress and through banking policies and everything else. You can't get rid of them by yourself. Good luck with ending warmongers and globalists. You've got a entire continent dedicated to globalism. You're not going to end globalist. We're always going to have crime. There's always going by you can't get rid of crime. If there's a law, that law is in place, somebody's going to break that law. Somebody is going to be out there to break that law. That's all there is to it. Okay, Retro, you're right. Let's finish that. Trump, finish the wall. Exactly, Retro. Do what you can do. Finish the wall. Get, hopefully you'll have enough people in Congress because, you got Democrats, hardcore Democrats in Chicago and New York, excuse me, fighting, feeling the effects of this multi-million illegals entering our country. You've got people who supported Biden, who supported the mayors of New York, who supported the mayors of Detroit and Chicago, sitting there saying, wait a second, y'all bringing all these people in and kicking us to the curb. If you're not going to support us, if you're going to support illegals over us, why should we support you? The greedy people, and that's just the way I'm going to put it, greed. In this case, the people who got used to having that government handout, that special place in the government, looking out for us folks based on whatever basis they wanted to make it, all of a sudden got kicked to the curb for a bunch of them folks. And them folks being people who entered the country illegally. And now those us folks are no longer no folks, and the them folks are now the us folks, and the nobody folks are mad about it. Because they're now nobodies to their own government. And now they understand how the rest of us feel. Because the rest of us who've been the no folks, the nobodies, the government's not there to look out for us at all because they're not promising us the welfare. No, they're not promising us the special government packages because all that money is now going to the illegals. They closed down our schools to make our kids learn from home so they could put the illegals in there. They closed down this housing area to us folks, and they're putting those illegals in there. But those are the people they voted for. Those are the policies they voted for. But now it's coming to bite them in the ass. And the Democrats are going to. This is why I honestly believe, despite everything going on, if there is even any chance of I'm not going to say what I was going to say. How can I put this? If Trump wins, despite the hooks and crooks of those who are against him, the first thing he needs to make his top priority illegal immigration. He needs to make his top priority getting the illegals out of our country, off of our bank books, out of our bank accounts. That needs to be his top priority. But as part of that, he needs to make it clear, make certain that these people who are supporting him based upon what they lost under Biden and Governor Hochul and Mayor Adams and the rest of these mayors who are taken away from them to give to illegals, you've got to understand it is their policies that you voted these people in because of their policies. See what their policies did to you. You can't vote them back in. The Republicans have to learn that it is going to take a long process because these people may vote for us, vote for Republicans on a short-term basis till the illegal issue is taken care of. But once that issue is taken care of, they may go back to voting for Democrats. The Republicans are going to have to learn, especially some of those who are even further to the right than I am, that they've got to moderate some of their choices and bring the country back to where it was 50 years ago politically. Not socially, politically, 50 years ago. Away from that Marxism, socialist, communist mindset. That's what's going to have to happen. Retro. Okay. I thought they ended that blanket authorization for wars. I thought Congress took that back 15, 20 years ago. But yeah, I mean, we've got a long thing. Long things that we have got to do there. I was Vivek Retro. Vivek was on Piers Morgan's show here not too long ago. Uh, wish I had the video clip. I saw it on um, was it X? I saw a clip of it. Uh, Man, I wish I knew where I saw that at because I don't think I shared it or saved it. But Vivek, Piers was saying something along the lines of, if the Western doesn't stop Ukraine or support Ukraine, then that's allowing every uh, tin horn dictator to wage war on their neighbors for yada 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 that whole spiel. And Vivek brought up, he goes, well, how much time have you spent talking about this country attacking that country? And I don't remember it all. I wish I did. And Vivek just started listing off all these, little border wars going on. He goes, y'all haven't, if it's a matter of, one country taking over another, how come you haven't said anything about these battles, these wars, this country damaging this one? What was our last vote? Use of force. I believe that was under George Herbert or G.W. Bush, rather, for the use of force during after 9/11. That's the last time I can remember a vote for the use of forces. And Tyre, you're right. I'm tired of us being the world police. And that's something Trump brings up with NATO, United States covering over 50% of NATO funding. And remember, that's what one of the things that the left uses. Well, look at how he attacked our NATO allies. Well, he attacked NATO allies because they weren't doing what they're supposed to be doing. They weren't paying for the support of what they were supposed to be supporting. So, yeah, I mean, oh, okay. I was trying to look for that thing on Vivek and Piers Morgan, and I can't find it. So, let's see. Well, didn't the Houthi rebels attack our ships first? Fury, I think you're right about that. Damn, it's been so long since I've even thought about the Suez Canal. Stop Chinese espionage. Now, here's something else that Trump's planning on doing, which I totally support. Plan to stop the chemical, physical, emotional mutilation of children for the, uh, this transgender identity phase that they're all undergoing. I've got no problems with that 100%. They should not be talking about transgenderism or anything sexual in the schools like that. I would like to know, all right, and I mean that can be a whole conversation in and of itself about how to protect our children from this radical transgender ideology going through. Uh, Here's something I've wondered about off and on for years, for a few years. How do you stop foreign countries from buying American land? Short of requiring all sales being to American citizens only, which I've got no problem that be a thing, that foreign nationals cannot buy American uh, property, that you have to be an American citizen to own the property. But that's only a stopgap. I mean, then what's to stop China from offering to bankroll me and buying a few thousand acres or a few hundred acres next to a military base or whatever. And yeah, I own it, but I just got China or Canada or whoever bankrolling me into doing it. Short of again, they stepping in and saying, "Where are you getting your money from that you're buying all this property?" Uh, 100% here calls for a probe in intelligence community's role in online censorship. 100%. The federal government should not be involved in online censorship. Used to free legals and criminal penalties for administrative noncompliance. The only time there's only two things. Well, let's see. Let's count how many things I think American money should be used for illegals: catching them, jailing them, deporting them. That's it. Catch them, toss them in jail, feed them a meal, and deport them. Give them a green bologna sandwich, a bottle of water, and a trip to the closest border. Now, we've all had the discussion before on free speech. We will never have 100 free speech anywhere. Okay, retro, on the whole, I agree with you. The Department of Education was started under Nixon, if I remember correctly. I've got no problem with ending the Department of Education and returning it back to the states. My only concern there, okay, is we've already seen a massive dumbing down of the educational system as it is. We've seen how do we maintain a unified standards of education across the country without having a centralized some sort of something centralized showing keep to keep standards there, because as it is we've already dumbed down in so many districts education to where they spend as much time learning about DEI and CRT as they do learning about ABCs. That's my only concern about that, retro. I know it's I don't like the what the Department of Education has become, but it's not because the department exists, it's because of who's been leading the department. Yeah, exactly. You're right. You're absolutely right, retro. That's one of the points. They spend so much time on DEI and CRT, they don't spend any time on the basics. Okay, and too much time, too much tech. It may be technology being way. I mean, technology is here to stay. Okay, I think we can all agree on that. The technology is here to stay. Is it too heavily relied upon? I think is the real question. Uh, just like at one time, calligraphy and Latin was taught in schools on a daily, as a regular course. Now, calligraphy is a dying art in a lot of places, in most places. Don't ask me to do any calligraphy. I don't, I can't do it. Not because of any reason other than I never was given a reason to practice calligraphy. Okay, Fury, the fundamentals first. Okay, absolutely. Yeah, Retro, you're right about that too. Just ask Google. We've already learned what happens when we place our minds in the hands of tech companies like Google with their Gemini program, where again, um, let's see if Google has fixed this. I hate I hate even going to Google on my computer. Okay, google.com. All right. So let me share this screen and we can see live hand. Okay, because this is something happy white family. Okay, they fixed it. Because not too long ago, if you put in a happy white family, you could not get an image of a happy white family. All right, here's a story that was on it just not too long ago. And when you put in happy white family, this is what you got. White American family, and you got this. Well, it looks like Google fixed it. Now, Retro, that wasn't just Gemini, but it was Google also, as you can see. You, if you put in white American family, you did not get you did not get a white American family. And let's see here. Okay, see now you do. But oops, that's not a white American family. So you still get multiracial families when you put in white American family. You just don't get nothing but images of everybody except white Americans. Yeah, you're Fury. Yeah, Gemini is still not up. I don't believe. I don't believe Gemini is back up yet. So yeah, that was a serious issue that popped up. Um, but this related to, but not okay. Okay, here's a video. It was posted on TikTok, but it's made it over to other platforms. All right. Guy's inside of a bar, some sort of sports bar, and he's going to pan his phone around, the camera on his phone. Okay, asking if you notice anything strange about this. Let me back this up and we'll take it here slow. I'll slowly so everybody's got a chance to look at the details. Okay, there we go. I mean, we're almost halfway through this video, and what do you see anything untoward? Is there anything that stands out? Needs to be looked at here. I mean, it just looks like a standard bar to me. Then he brings it up and shows himself. Oh my God, how horrible! He's the only black person in this bar. All right. So to him, this is something horrible. But so let me reduce this back down. And what does he say about it? This is what an unsafe environment for black people looks like. This is a Reverend Ray Sisman posting this, who anti-racist, anti-white black activist who's paying child support. Author of the book, George Floyd, Modern MLK, BLM, ACAB, Wakanda Forever. Oh my God. Being the only black. Now imagine somebody posting a video inside of a place that's all black and then saying, this is a dangerous spot for white people. This is what an unsafe environment for white people looks like. Just, first of all, that video would get banned off of any place that it went up on. We all know it would be. And the people on that video would be calling it out for being racist. The comments to it would be, uh, would tear it down. Oh, y'all need to look up okay, I'm not going to show them. Look up the other post. I'm hoping this Sisman is a Poe. I'm hoping this is a Poe. It's got to be a Poe looking through the rest of his stuff. The rest of the Poe. See, that's a problem I've got, and I fully admit this. I take people at their face value. I don't look at them as being Poes and such until based on one post. Maybe I need to start doing, I got to make a habit of doing more research. I don't know. I don't know. Last time I searched for a big titty picture of Christina Hendricks, Google actually. Who is Christina Hendricks, Fury? Do I know who Christina Hendricks is? Do I want to know who Christina Hendricks is? Okay. Is my save? Okay, good. I've got my safe search turned on. Okay, she's a cute redhead. That's about all I can say for it. Looks like she's rather ample in the bosom department there. So what's your problem there, Fury? Well, I like redheads too. I like redheads too. So, but anyway, let's see what else is going on here. What's that? What's that? Oh, no, no, no. I'm not going to show that. It would also appear, the silly season of electioneering has started. Now, this next story here, do I trust it? I don't trust anybody to be telling me the truth, Republican or Democrat. I don't trust accusations. I don't trust any accusation by the left. I I've that's just automatic. If the left is making an accusation, I don't believe it because as far as I'm concerned, when the Democrats accuse somebody of doing something, all they're doing is accusing them of doing what the Democrats are actually doing. Unfortunately, the Republicans aren't that much better sometimes. But this story come across my feed. The education department uses federal funds, work study funds, to support the administration's campaign efforts designed to uh, get the college kids out to vote for Democrats. House Republicans are demanding the Department of Education forfeit the information and records related to its use of taxpayer dollars to conduct partisan get out the vote efforts. In their letter to Education Secretary, and we already know Cardona is a partisan hack. He's already proven that several times. The Department of Education is using federal work study money to provide part-time campus jobs to help students with tuition costs to support the Biden administration's campaign efforts during the 2024 election cycle. The letters, okay. We already know that's partisan campaign efforts. It's not just a get out the vote, go vote, go register to vote. And this is going to start up the usual battle. Where should college kids vote? All right. A college kid, in my opinion, unless they have officially moved and became a resident of the new state, the new city, in. All right, like a friend of mine here in Florida, their daughter is wanting to go to engineering school in Michigan. Let's say she was already in engineering school in Michigan. Where should she vote? Should she vote in that college town in Michigan? Or should she be voting here in Florida? Is she moving in the conversation there? Yeah, retro, but you see the problem is uh, they they want them to vote there in that college town because that gives them they give that college massive amounts of power. And I want to do a stream one day on power. It's something I've been working on off and on for at least 2 years. Just the concept of power. And I'd like to have sort of an open stream on it. Where we talk strictly about the different uses of power within the political sphere and where it comes from. What do you guys think? Would y'all be up for that? Would y'all be up for a open conversation on the uses of political power and how it's generated, how the different groups try to generate power within the political arena? I think that could make an interesting discussion. What do you guys think? That's I think that's something I'd like to do one day. Maybe I could even get Retro online to join in because I think Retro would have a lot to say about it. Would give us some good insight. And Fury, you'd be welcome too. Especially give us uh, across the pond view because y'all's generation of political power is so much different than ours. So, Retro, would you be up for that one day? Doing that, coming out here to talk about that? I think that could be a good, interesting discussion. So, but anyway, so evidently the education department is playing shenanigans with tax dollars. And that's something that we need. That just gives us another opinion as to why we need to get rid, another reason as to why we need to get rid of the education department. Because we can't trust them to do what's right. All right, let's do that Let's do that one day next week. Let's set that up. For next Thursday's show then, okay? We'll do that for next Thursday's stream. Talk about power and where that's coming from. I had a testimony by one of the Democrats talking about illegal immigration and how she spent 17 years trying to become. Oh, crap. This just, oh, let me share this. Good God. Yeah, remember I said her decided to resign at the top of the show? Well, here we go. Let me pull this back.
5 minutes.
February 8th, the White House. Question, Mr. President, why did you share classified information with your ghostwriter? The President, I did not share classified information. I did not share it. I guarantee I did not. That's not true, is it, Mr. Hurd?
That is inconsistent with the findings based on the evidence in my report.
Yeah, so it's a lie. It's just what regular people would say, right? Yeah, all right. So the next one. And all the stuff that was in my home was in filing cabinets that were either locked or able to be locked. That wasn't true either, was it?
That was inconsistent with the findings of our investigation.
Another lie, people might say, right? Because what you put in your report was among the places Mr. Biden's lawyers found classified documents in the garage was a damaged open box. So here's what I'm understanding, right? As Mr. Armstrong laid out, you find in your report that the elements of a federal criminal violation are met, but then you apply this senile cooperator theory that because
5 minutes.
February 8th, the White House. Question.
Wow. That is painful. I'm hoping that this makes it, and that may be what I may be covering this on the stream tomorrow if I can get the entire testimony. That looks like it was absolutely painful. Oh my. Okay. All right, ladies and gents, it is 11 o'clock. I have got to take off for my usual nonsense I got to do. All right. Y'all have a good day. And tomorrow's, depending on how much of today's testimony I can find online, which I should be able to find a lot of it, tomorrow's going to be an interesting stream talking about that. Yeah, he was. Yeah, well, that's Matt Gaetz. Matt Gaetz is Matt Gaetz. But y'all have a good one. Enjoy. Behave. If you can't behave, have as much fun getting out of trouble as you did getting into it. All right? Later, all.